All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha Allah. Giving, of course, all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Mahashiach, wa Malak Yahushua. That's all praises, honor, and glorification unto the Most High, who is the Father, right? Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahushua, who the world refers to as Jesus Christ, right? And he is the Savior in the nation, the King of the nation of the nation of Israel, right? Shalom, Shalom. Right? I'm gonna get straight into this. This is going into the eyes of the Lord, right? What are the eyes of the Lord? Right? Now, if you read the scriptures every now and then, you might catch the phrase eyes of the Lord, right? Now let me just check the Wi-Fi in this thing, right? Let's see if we're running, if we're good, right? All right, con. All right, we seem to be good. All right, we seem to be good. So let's keep going. All right. Yeah, let's get into this. So the eyes of the Lord, right? Let's get into this. So let's get Second Chronicles. Get Second Chronicles. Because you might be like, where's that phraseology coming from? Right? Say the eyes of the Lord. You know, when you hear eyes of the Lord, you might think, well, the Lord, he has a body, right? He has, hair. As you read Daniel chapter 7, verse 9, he has hair, the pure wool. He has a body, right? I mean, his eyes are his eyes. No, it's not. It's deeper than that, right? The eyes of the Lord, when you read that, it's not just talking about his eyes, right? We're going to get it. Second Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 9, right? It says, and it reads, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout all the earth, throughout the whole earth, and to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars." You see that? So the eyes of the Lord, right, run to and fro throughout all the earth, right? So how do the eyes of the Lord run to and fro? Do you just walk outside your house, right? You go into the store and you just see an eye, you see one of the eyes of the Lord just running right past you, right? No, that's not what it's talking about, right? They're not actually running to and fro throughout the whole earth. They're going into angels, right? They're actually going into angels. It's not going into like some literal eyes, right? All right, it's not going into literal eyes. All right, it's lucky. All right. What is it talking about? It's talking about angels. Those are the eyes of the Lord, the angels, right? Because remember, the Most High created the angels to fulfill his will upon the earth, right? Good and bad ones, like it says, right? Let's get Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 13. Because one thing about the Most High, what makes him the Most High is his omnipotency, as you read in the book of Sirach 19 and 19. All right, let's get this. Sirach chapter 19 and verse 19. All right, and it reads, the knowledge of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. Remember, omnipotency means the state of being basically almighty, right? The Most High, he is the Almighty, right? Like it says, let's go to Revelation chapter 21, right? Or Salaki, Revelation chapter 22. Salaki, right? I'm gonna get this. All right, Revelation chapter 21. Right, Revelation chapter 21 about the Almighty. All right. All right. This is the book of Revelation chapter 21 and verse 22. It says, "And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty, which is Yahweh, and the Lamb are the temple of it." And the Lamb is going to Yahweh Shah. So the Most High Yahweh, he's the Almighty. All right, meaning that he has supreme, he's supreme over all the earth. Right. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 4. All right, in verse 13. So the Most High, he uses the angels basically as his eyes on the earth, right? Remember, the Most High has millions and billions of angels, right? So that's how he's able to see all these things. Not saying that he needs them, right? He doesn't need them, but that's how he wants it done, right? Hebrews chapter 4, verse 13. It says, neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. So no creature is it's like, yeah, all things are naked and open before the Most High. He can see anything, right? The Most High sees our thoughts, right? He sees everything, right? Via who? Via the angels, right? Like it says. Let's go to the book of Daniel, right? Daniel chapter, so we're going into the eyes of the Lord, right? Let's get this. Daniel, I believe, what was this, 4, right? Daniel chapter 4, verse 17, I believe, right? Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. And it reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High, let me see. Oh, con. Yeah, that's what I wanted. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. So who is the watchers? The watchers are going into the angels, right? Because they are the watchers. They're watching constantly, 24/7. They're writing every single word that you're saying, right? They're writing every single sin that you're doing, right? Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 1 tells you that, I believe, right? Let's get this real quick. Jeremiah chapter 17, right? They're writing every single sin, every single word, every single deed, whether it be good or evil, like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. They're writing it down and they're recording it, right? Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 1. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. You see that? So going back to Daniel chapter 4, verse 17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, right? To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it, even setteth it over the bases of men. You see that? So let's get more on the eyes of the Lord, right? Some more precepts about the eyes of the Lord. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 15 verse 3. All right, Proverbs 15 and 3. It says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. You see that? So these like we keep saying, the eyes of the Lord is going into the angels, right? Throughout all the earth. You have angels, and you can't see these angels. Unless the Most High wants to reveal these angels unto you, you can't see them, right? Because there are literal things that the Most High has created that cannot be seen with the naked eye, right? Like let's go to the book of Salakia, right? Yeah, I'm gonna just get this first, right? You know what? I'm gonna get 2 Kings, right? I'm gonna get 2 Kings. 2 Kings chapter 6, right? And verse. All right, 2 Kings chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 13, right? And he 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 13. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great horse, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? So this servant of Elisha, right, was with the servant of Elisha. They were standing afar off, and they saw this army of the Assyrians, right? The Assyrians coming and compassing the city, right? And they didn't. And the servant asked Elisha, well, what are we going to do, right? Remember, Elisha is a prophet, right? Verse 16. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So Elisha was like, hey, don't even trip, right? Because we have the angels on our side. That's what he's making reference to, right? Verse 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. This is going into the angels. All right. You can even link this up with the book of Ezekiel, the first chapter. Ezekiel saw these angels, right, controlling the chariots, and he said that it was with fire as well. You know, Isaiah 66, right? The Lord's coming with his chariots, right, and with fire. You know what I'm saying? But basically, Elisha, he had to open the eyes of this servant, because this servant, he wasn't on the level that Elisha was on. He couldn't see the angels, but Elisha, he could see him. Why? Because he was on a higher level. That's why you can't see these angels on with the naked eye unless the Most High wants to reveal it to you, like it's demonstrated right here, right? As demonstrated right here, right? But let's get some more precepts on the eyes of the Lord. So the eyes of the Lord is just going into the angels, right? They act as the eyes of the Lord, all right? All right, let's get this in the book of Sirach. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 23, and verse 19, right? Sirach, chapter 23, and verse 19. I'm going to start at verse 18, right? It says, I'm going to start at verse 17, right? Sirach, chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off until he died. So all bread is sweet to a whoremonger, right? Hey, he doesn't care, right, what kind of bread it is. If you can get what the Most High is saying or making reference to, right? It's not literal bread, but it's going into basically women, right? He doesn't care, right? He likes sweet bread, you know, sourdough bread, whatever, right? Whatever kind of bread, he's cool with it, right? Verse 18, a man that breaketh wedlock. Wedlock is marriage. So when you break wedlock, that's basically you breaking up that marriage via what? In this case will be adultery, right? A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness, the walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. So sometimes man will be on a low level and would think that just because nobody sees you on earth, you can commit crimes. You know, you can go commit adultery with his sister because nobody knows on earth. That doesn't matter, because the Most High, he's always watching, right? No matter if you're in your room, in your closet, in your bathroom, in the shower, when you're taking a nap, the Most High is always watching you, right? So it doesn't matter if a man doesn't see you commit a sin. It doesn't matter if a man or a woman doesn't see you commit a crime or break the laws of the Most High. The Most High is always watching you via what? His eyes, right? And we know that the eyes are talking about the angels, because you literally have angels all around this earth, right? There's probably an angel in your room right now, right? Verse 19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, right? Man, you know, sometimes they're on a low level. They only fear the eyes of man, you know, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord, right, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 brighter, or 10 times, or Slakia, 10,000 times brighter than the sun. It's not literal, right? It's not literal. It just means that he's able to see everything. Just like how the sun shines down so brightly and reveals a whole bunch of stuff on earth, right? And the Most High, he can even see more than that, right? That's what that means. It says, beholding all the ways of men. So the Most High, he sees all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, even your thoughts, all right? Even your thoughts. Now, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 16, and verse 27. Because you might say this, right? Well, how does the Most High see me if we have all these 7 billion people in the world, right? How does the Most High see me, right? Little old me, right? Sirach, chapter 16, verse 17. Say not thou, I will hide myself from the Lord. You can't hide yourself from the Lord, right? Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? You see that? Meaning that what? Well, you got the giraffes, you got the elephants, you got the wolves, you got dogs, right? You got cats, bats, right? You have Asian people, right? You have 7 billion people in the world. The Most High is not going to remember me, right? That's what people think, sometimes, right? Maybe even in this truth, you might think that when you're praying, well, the Most High, he's not going to hear me, right? No, the Most High, look, remember his eyes are everywhere, right? He sees everything. So of course he's going to see you, right? We're going to further substantiate that. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. Right? It says, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 12, and it reads, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. You see that? So the eyes of the Lord, they're over the righteous, right? They're especially over the righteous. Now, what does that mean? Meaning that, look, the eyes of the Lord, the angels, they're basically safeguarding or guards for the righteous. Because remember, let's get this. Psalms chapter 34, all right? Because remember, the angels, they're not just some white people, right? Little white babies, man. These angels are men of war, right? Men of valor, right? Psalm chapter 34 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 7, right? Psalms 34 and 7, it says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them, right? You see that? So the angel of the Lord, which is also known as the eye of the Lord, right? Or the eyes of the Lord, they're especially over those that fear the Most High, that are righteous, right? To what? To hear their prayers and to deliver them from evil, right? Like we just read. Psalms. So let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12, right? It says, for the eyes of the Lord are over the right or are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. All right. So you don't want the Lord's face to be against you, right? That has a negative connotation, right? Right. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. The flip side of that. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7, right? In verse 10, right? It says, Deuteronomy 7 and 10, and repayeth them that hate him to their face to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. So the Most High, you don't want his fate, the Most High's face to be against you, right? That basically means that he's going to destroy you. All right. So come. Let's get some more on the eyes of the Lord, right? Because the eyes of the Lord, remember, they're the angels. They're not literal. All right. It's not that sophisticated. It's just going into the angels. All right. Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 7. Right. Upon the 4 and 20th day of the 11th month, which is the month Sabbat, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were there red horses, speckled and white. So these men on the horses, right? Or basically these the men on the horses and stuff. These are just angels, right? These are angels. Now, why are they on horses and why are they like this? The different basically skin or basically color of the horses represent different offices, different ranks. because you have a ranking system, a hierarchy in the heavens, right? That's a whole different lesson, right? But just to put it in simple ways or simple terms, you have a ranking system in the heavens, even of the angels, right? You have archangels; they're on a higher level, right? Like Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, right? These are angels that are on a higher level than some other angels, right? You have Satan; he's the top spiritual. He's the top angel on the left hand side, right? Yahweh Shah; he's the top angel on the right hand side, right? The Most High, of course, is the Most High, you know what I'm saying, over both parties, right? But you have a ranking system in the heavens, right? And so their different skin color basically represents different offices and different ranks, right? Let's go to the book of Job and let's see why they're on horses. What do horses represent in the scriptures? Let's see. All right, Job chapter 39, I believe. All right. I believe this is Job 39. All right. Gone. All praises. Job 39 and verse, let's get this. 19. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? So this is basically the Most High boasting in his creations, right? When he's talking to Job, right? You can read about that in Job 38. All right. Start at verse 1. But this is the Most High talking about his creations, right? Job 39 and verse 19. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Right? Because remember, the horse is very strong. You even have something what's called horsepower, right? Because we know that horses are very strong, right? You just look at a horse and they're already muscular, right? Muscles on them. They're tall. Horses can actually get pretty tall, about 6 feet, But yeah, horses are very strong. They can even run over 40 miles per hour, right? Verse 20, canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He paweth in the valley and rejoiceth in his strength, and he goeth on to meet the armed men. He mocketh at fear and is not affrighted, neither turneth he back from the sword. You see that? So the Most High, he is describing the horse as a very powerful thing. That's why when we read in the book of Zechariah, the first chapter, these men on horses is not going into literal men on horses. They're basically similitude for angels. All right. Now let's go back to Zechariah. Well, first, let me get this in the book of Hosea, right? First, let me get this in the book of Hosea. I believe chapter 10, all right? Hold on. All right, let me get this in the book of Hosea. All right, because you have to understand that not everything is literal, all right? Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10, right? Hosea 12 and 10. And it reads, I have also spoken by the prophets, and Zechariah, he is a prophet. And I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So the Most High, he uses similitudes. Similitude is basically a symbol, right, or representation, something that is not meant to be taken literal, basically, right? So let's go back to Zechariah. All right. Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 9. And it reads, Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. You see that? So the Most High, basically through an angel, has replied and said that, look, these angels, right? These angels are people. These are angels, right? That what walk to and fro throughout the earth. That just shows you right there that these are talking about angels, right? Because we know that what also walks through to and fro throughout the earth, the eyes of the Lord. You see that? So they're the same thing. They're angels. It says what? Verse 11. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still in his at rest. In his at rest. You see that? So that's the angels basically reporting back onto the Most High, right? And that's what these angels do. They return back to the heavens and they report back to the Most High, right? Let's go to the book of Job real quick. Because even Satan, and he is the top angel on the left-hand side, even he runs to and fro throughout the whole earth, right? Job chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So the Lord, he has counsels up in the heaven, right? Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So that's the Most High basically saying to Satan, hey, where you coming from? And Satan said, what? I've been to and fro throughout the whole earth, basically, wreaking havoc and evil and all manner of wickedness on the earth, right? Which is his job, right? But Satan, hey, he walks to and fro through the whole earth, just like the eyes of the Lord. So we know that this is talking about angels, man, right? We're talking about angels. All right. And the angels, right? Hold on, let me get this. All right. We don't have to get it, but yeah. So you should know what the eyes of the Lord are now. All right. It's not a very very sophisticated concept. It's just going into the angels. All right. This is the book of right. Let me see if I want to pull this. All right. Come on, let me see if I can find this on the Slovakia. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 28. Right, let's get this. Genesis chapter 28. I'm gonna show you real quick before I close out where these angels come from. Right, Genesis chapter 28 and verse 10. Right, it says, and Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran, and he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows and laid down in that place to sleep. So Jacob, he laid down on stones, man. Hey, you have to be a strong person to do that. He was laying down on stones and fell asleep, right? On stones. Jake can't even lay down on the ground and go to sleep, right? Jacob was laying down on stones and used a stone as a pillow, right? Verse 12. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set upon the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. So he saw in the vision or in a dream, basically, right? He saw the angels coming up and down, right? To and fro, right? From where? It says what? It says, behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. So it says a ladder, right? It's not going into a literal ladder. You just climbing on a ladder, right? No, it's not going into a literal ladder. This ladder is going into a portal, even when you look in the Hebrew for it, right? It's going into a portal. So the angels, they come to and fro through the earth. They go from the heavens down back into the earth in a sense of a portal, right? In a portal, right? You can call it that if you want. Basically, it's like a portal of the what? The spiritual dimension, the spiritual realm to the physical realm that we live in, right? So, right, I'm gonna jump down to verse 16, right? And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? There is none other, but this is none other but the house of the Most High, and this is the gate of heaven. You see that? So he saw that this gate, right? And that word for gate, I believe, might be portal, right? But this gate is going into what? That portal that the angels travel through in order to get down to the spiritual realm. I mean, it's like to the physical realm from the spiritual realm, right? So if you can perceive what I'm saying, then all praises, right? But with that, I like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this was edifying, going into the eyes of the Lord, which are the angels. All right. Kwam Yasha Allah. Shalom.